squat depth. How low should you go? If your coach tells you too low will hurt your knees, he's an idiot.
Squats are one of the most important movements we can do as an athlete or just in regular training. But also one of the most controversial when it comes to form and depth. So in this video, I'm going to lay down some facts and go over the truth about squats and depth for athletes.
Real athletes, not these guys.
Squats should always be performed through a full range of motion, going below parallel while our spine stays neutral.
So what is proper depth? Proper depth is achieved when the hip joint goes below the knee joint, while maintaining an upright torso and the back is flat.
The biggest issue with this is a lot of times athletes lack the flexibility, stability, or strength in order to get into this position correctly.
Whether their heels are coming up, their back is rounding at the top or bottom, or knees are rolling in, these issues are huge indicators of things that need to be worked on in order to improve the athlete and make them safer. This is where most coaches get lost, whether they're stuck on the old myth of squats hurting your knees, or they lack the knowledge of how to safely get an athlete to perform a proper squat.
Yeah, I don't want you to go that low. It's not safe. You're going to end up hurting your knees.
I'm not sure how to fix this, so we just won't go as low.
So instead of coaches tackling these issues and working on the important factors, we typically see them teaching half squats, most of which are lacking form and using too much weight.
The quickest tool is to actually block the heels. This will allow the athletes to work on form without degrading their bodies. Notice that I said tool, not a fix. Before squatting with the load, each athlete needs to be assessed and corrected on issues such as flexibility, stability, and mobility. This will allow them to safely get to a full squat with proper form.
So with that, we're going to go over 5 big reasons full squats are better for athletes and just really anyone in general. These reasons are going to equate to you being able to run faster, jump higher, move quicker, and most importantly, move safer. Number 1, glute activation. Studies have found when doing full squats and going through a bigger range of motion, you get more glute activation. Powerful glutes are huge indicators of my ability to absorb force and produce force. I want to be able to absorb force quickly so that I can use that force to produce force. Strong glutes are going to help me in that process.
In sport, we typically move in some way, shape, or form from triple flexion to triple extension. This is where our knee, ankle, and hip is in flexion, and then we push to extension. The glutes are one of the prime movers in this movement. The faster we can go from flexion to extension, the faster and more powerful we are.
Number 2, balance and coordination.
Going through a full range of motion is going to force us to work on balance more. In order to organize and coordinate our body through a bigger range of motion while under a load, it takes a considerable amount of balance.
Number 3, core strength and stability. Our core isn't just the front part of our abdomen, it's our back part as well. In order to maintain upright posture while doing a full squat, it takes a considerable amount of core strength.
This strength is also related to pelvic and lumbar stability. We have to be able to keep our lower backs or lumbar in a stable position while preventing the pelvis to roll under during a load. This amount of stability and core strength is not only going to make our core stronger, but keep our lower body safer because we're working on staying stable.
Number 4, increasing range of motion in joints. Doing full depth squats alone isn't necessarily going to make you more flexible, but the two typically go hand in hand. When working on getting to a full depth squat, typically we have to address flexibility issues first. This will inevitably make you more flexible. So, while working on squatting, we should also be trying to increase our flexibility. Increasing range of motion in a joint that's lacking is not only going to allow us to perform better, but move safer. Pretty sure I'm stuck. Look at it this way.
If I can move my leg 1 to 2 inches higher or bigger running to a ball that's 10 yards away, I will reduce the amount of time it takes to get to the ball, which inevitably makes me faster.
Number 5, hypertrophy, better known as muscle growth. Look at them quads! Studies have shown when doing full depth squats, it leads to more hypertrophy. More hypertrophy typically leads to more strength. All of these things equate to you being a faster and more powerful athlete.
As evidenced by EMG studies, a full squat causes more glute and quadricep activity, leading to greater strength and therefore greater force production by the primary extensors of the femur, which equates to running faster and jumping higher. Also evidenced was a lack of shear on both the ACL and PCL. So, safer knees when squatting to full depth. Full range of motion training also is a key factor in complete kinetic chain development for both strength and mobility. The greater the range of motion for a joint, the greater orthopedic health due to a decrease in compensatory movements. So there you have it. Full squats are superior to partials or half squats for developing speed, vertical jump, range of motion, and orthopedic health. All brought to you by science.